Revelation 2477. From the 18th and the 19th of September 1942. Work of transformation of the soul. View of God. People have to realize how little they consider the shaping of their souls and how little they are therefore able to accept spiritual currents and let them have an effect on them. And it is the consequence that their earthly way of life does not result in spiritual progress, and that life after death is correspondingly, that is, that the soul as an imperfect being can neither feel God's nearness nor his emanation of love, and thus life in the beyond is joyless, which equals an agonizing state, because only God's nearness triggers the feeling of happiness, which is the epitome of eternal bliss. This deprivation is agonizing because it is synonymous with powerlessness, and a life of powerlessness is a life of inactivity and cannot actually be called a life. And there is no other means to attain the vision of God, and thus also the supply of strength from God, than that the soul has to make up in the beyond for what it neglected to do on earth. To shape itself into love, and thus into all virtues which it ignored on earth. Only a perfect soul can attain the vision of God, and therefore all faults and weaknesses have to be discarded first. The soul has to change, it has to shape itself such that it becomes like God, because the vision of God requires unity with God. On earth this work of transformation of the soul is easy because the human being can do anything he wants due to the life energy constantly supplied to him. And people don't use this for the transformation of their souls, but only for earthly activity, which is useless for the life in the beyond if it doesn't consist of love activity. Only activity which is at the same time service in love contributes to the soul's transformation, and this serving activity of love is usually only carried out when the fellow human being is in need. But people no longer pay attention to the small needs of their fellow human beings, and this causes God to send a general need over humanity in order to help, awaken or strengthen the impulse in it. For only active neighborly love shapes the human soul such that its state in the beyond is a happy one, that it is able to receive God's radiance and can taste eternal bliss in the vision of God. Amen.